everyone, welcome back to another video, and if you are new here, hello, my name is Choua. In this video, I am going to go through all of the makeup that I am decluttering. I went through my entire collection and I added a few things to my pile of declutters. I did do a declutter or chopping block try on. I'm gonna talk through some of these products once again and why I am decluttering them, and if they're gonna be decluttered like trashed or if they're gonna go to homes and whatnot. So let's start with complexion or base products first. I think out of everything that I am decluttering, this might be my most hated product. This is my Milani Make It Last sunscreen setting spray. This is just not it for me. I mentioned it before that it stunk really bad. The smell, it smells very SPF, and it's so strong that it gives me headaches and I feel very nauseous the entire day I am wearing this. There are days that I would put this on midday right before I take Ira out on walks during the summertime, and I would be fine up until the point when I apply this, and then afterwards I feel sick. I can't think, I can't eat. I just couldn't enjoy the rest of my day when I have this on. So this is the reason why I am decluttering it. I am going to put it in the pile where if I have siblings or friends that want to take this off my hands, they can go ahead and do so. There's still quite a lot left. I use it up to this line right here, this golden line. So there's still quite a lot left. I'm just gonna get rid of this because it makes me so sick. I just cannot justify keeping something like this in my collection. I do, however, still want to look for a setting spray that has sunscreen in it, so that way when I do travel or I do go outdoors for gardening or taking Ira out and everything, I can apply it as another layer of SPF before I go out in the sun. Next, this is a foundation, and I did enter it into my 2025 project pan, and then I rolled it out because I just did not like how it looked on my skin. And this is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop full coverage foundation in warm vanilla. This is really light on me, and that's my fault, but that's not the reason why I am decluttering this. I am decluttering this because it separates, especially around my T-zone, my forehead especially, and then around my nose, and even just on my nose in general, and chin. At first, I thought this was a really gorgeous foundation because when I first apply it, it sits on the skin well, it wears gorgeously, but then throughout the day, after 3 hours of wear, it starts to separate. And when I do touch up throughout the day and I'm trying to blot my face and everything, it just comes off of my face, even if I did already set my face, or it just makes my face look even drier when I blot my face or I repowder my face when I touch up. So I just don't like that. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to declutter this. If the finish was the same as when I applied it, I would keep this, even if it's too light for me, but unfortunately throughout the day it just separates a little too much for my liking. So I am gonna get rid of this. I do like this product. It is really old, and I just can't justify keeping such an old product in my collection just because I don't know how it's going to look on the skin anymore, or how it's gonna perform, or even if the benefits that this thing claims or whatever is going to even be there. But anyways, this is the Peerless Ageless Glow Serum BB Cream in SPF 40. This has pacutyl, collagen, and vitamin C. And so I am decluttering this because unfortunately this is really old. This expired on April 9th, 2024, and we are now in 2026. So I am going to declutter this. This one is in light medium. I'm sad that I have to declutter this because I did actually really like this. I used it as kind of a lightening complexion products with my foundations and other skin tints that are a little too dark on me, and that's how I was able to get some use out of this. When I first got this in my makeup box, it was at a time where I was not as conscious and as focused on keeping track of expiration date dates and when I open things in my makeup collection. So I neglected this for quite a while, and then it got to the point where it was just expired. Like the sunscreen in here is no longer effective, and I just couldn't justify keeping something like this in my collection anymore. When I was using this, it was very beautiful. So if I do get this in my box again, I will be happy. And if I do ever purchase makeup in the future again, especially on Ipsy, and this is ever featured in a deals kind of event, I'll probably pick it up again. But as of right now, I'm just gonna declutter this. Sadly, this is gonna go in the trash. I'm not going to give it to anyone just because of how old it is. Okay, moving on to cheek products. I talked about these already, so I'm not gonna go through it super in depth. But these are my Ciate Dewy Highlight Glossy Cheek Glow and Dewy Blush Glossy Cheek Tint. These came together as a little duo, I believe, in my makeup subscription box. At first, I was really excited to try this formula out because I wanted to try out more cream or liquid highlighters and blushes, but this unfortunately just did not apply well. It was very Vaseline-like on the skin. It didn't set, it separated, and it also just took off whatever foundation or skin tint I had underneath. So it was really splotchy and patchy, and I just did not like it. So I am decluttering these. These were also in my 2025 project pan. I thought I would be able to use it all up just because they're kind of tiny, but because of the formulation, I do not like this. So I will be decluttering them. I don't know if I have any friends or family that would want to take these off my hands, but I'm gonna keep them in that little declutter pile in case people are interested in it. Otherwise, I will have to trash it after this year. Another product that was in my 2025 project pan is my half caked lip fondant in Theme Song. I used this as a liquid blush and I actually really loved it. I loved how gorgeously it sat on the skin. The color itself was very complementary to all of the looks that I had going on. But I am decluttering this because I have used it for a year and there's some windowing already, and I'm just not going to take out the stopper and scrape out the product. It's just gonna get too messy, and I just don't want to deal with that. So I am decluttering this because I feel like I did get plenty of use out of this, and this is an older product now, so I'm gonna call this good, and this will go in the trash pile. This next one, I've kept it for a very, very long time because this was the first high-end makeup product I've ever bought in my life, and I've kept it for sentimental reasons and just for memories, but I stopped using this product a long time ago, and this is my Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop Highlighter. I purchased this a while ago, like literally a year maybe after it was released, and I used it up until I was in college, so that was like what, 2015, 2016, maybe 2017 was when I stopped using this, but I kept it anyways because this meant a lot. Like, it was a big milestone for me to just purchase something like this, especially as a student who had a low income, and I should really be prioritizing my money towards food and all that. But I did purchase this with my allowance as a high schooler, and so this was my first big purchase, and it had a lot of memories attached to it, and that's the reason why I kept it for this long. And also, I did not know that Becca Cosmetics was still around. I thought the brand was discontinued until 2025 when I decided to search it up again, and Smashbox owns Becca Cosmetics now, and they still carry this shade. So if I ever do want this shade again, I can purchase it off of Smashbox. So that makes me feel a little bit better letting go of my original Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop Highlighter because it's still available and I can still purchase it if I really want to. And also, the packaging itself is sticky. I was gonna originally just depot all of this highlighter and then just keep the packaging itself and repress other things in it, but then the packaging is super tacky and sticky and gunky and nasty, so I am actually just going to declutter and trash this entirely. Next are lip products, and I talked about these as well. I just don't like these. I don't like how it applies. I just don't like the taste of it. This was just a failed product in my opinion, and it's kind of sad to say because I really love this brand. And this is the About Face Cherry Pick Lip Color Butter. This one is in, what is this called? What are you called? Kiwi Fuzz, and then this one is Pink Peanut. I really wanted to get into like the clicky lippy butters kind of products. These were the first products that I purchased to really get into it and see if I liked it, and this was just not it. It was too buttery, too slippy, just not good on my lips. I can taste it, and if you know, I am a Invisalign wearer, and I just can't stand the taste of lip products just lingering in my mouth, especially when I'm wearing my Invisalign. So this is a big pass, a big no for me. But I am going to put this in the declutter pile, where if I have friends and family that want to take this off my hands, they can, because I've only worn this like maybe twice. Maybe 3 times. Yeah, so it's still relatively new and still full. This next product, I did really like this, but I am decluttering it because it's so old now and the quality of the product is just not it anymore. And this is my Luna Magic Hydrating Lip Balm in Cherry. This came in a dual set with my Mango Luna Magic. So these came together, and I decided to open this one up first. When I first got it, I think I got this in like 2022. Yeah, I think 2022 or 2023. And I kept this in my unopened stash, and then I wore this one for a not a hot minute, but like for a long time, and it's just not good anymore. As you can tell, probably, it's like super stiff now, and it's just, the flow of it is just not good anymore, and the product itself is just really, when I apply on the lips, it's just not not what I remember it to be. So I am decluttering this because I feel like it's been open for a while and the formulation here is just not good. I don't want to put this on my lips anymore, but I am still gonna keep this Luna Magic one, because when I decided to declutter my cherry one, I opened up the mango one and I have been using it a little bit more consistently, and the formulation with this one is still good, so I'm gonna keep this one. This next lip product I am also going to declutter, and this is my ColourPop Lippy Sticks in the shade Topanga. This is a satin formula, and I am decluttering this because it looks so gross. It looks so expired. Do you see that kind of like clumpiness hanging on to the rim? Yeah, it's just not good anymore. I'm sad to let this go, but at the same time, it's expired, and because it's expired, I feel less bad letting it go, if that makes any sense. Moving on to eyes, I am decluttering my Kiss Magnetic Eyeliner. This one, I don't even remember how long it's been since it's been opened. I think it's been about 2 or 3 years, and it's a magnetic eyeliner that I only use with magnetic lashes, and I just don't feel comfortable putting this on the eyes anymore, so I am decluttering this just because of like safety reasons. I just don't want anything to happen to my eyes. Alongside that, I'm decluttering the lashes that came with it. I have worn this for maybe 2 years now. I don't wear lashes all too often, but when I do, I usually go for these. But I did really like this. I did have to trim it so that it would fit my eyes because it is a standard lash, and of course my eyes are small, so I had to trim it. And that kind of made the magnetics on these sides kind of like just pop off whenever I wore them. Well, not all the time, but sometimes, and it's just annoying, especially on windy days. Even when I do want to wear lashes, I choose not to because this is my go-to, and on windy days, this is a no-go. Like, yeah, it's just a no-go. But anyways, I'm decluttering this because I've had it around for about 2-3 years now, and I think it's time to say goodbye to them. I am decluttering a eyeliner. This is my Hollywood and Vine black kohl eyeliner. This was entered into my 2025 Project Pan, but I rolled it out because it was just crumbly, dry, and it was just really hard to apply onto the eyes without tugging at the eye. And I think from what I've learned is that when it came to applying makeup almost daily, my eyes have become a little bit more sensitive because I'm wearing makeup more often, and I just did not want to put my eyes through that, so I rolled this out. And I did use it as kind of like a little pencil, but then it starts to like transfer and like smear, so I'm just going to declutter this entirely and just trash it. just because it's not performing well and there's no need to keep this in my collection any longer. Moving on to eyeshadow, I am decluttering a cream eyeshadow. This is by Lovecraft Beauty. This is the cream eyeshadow in Quasar Goo. This is a really pretty cream shadow, except it stays tacky. It doesn't dry down on the eyes, so it does crease if I don't put another powdered eyeshadow on top. That is the reason why I'm decluttering this. The color itself is beautiful, but I do already have similar colors to this in my collection, so I am going to declutter this and see if I have friends and family who wants to take this off my hands. I am decluttering 3 eyeshadow palettes, and with these eyeshadow palettes, I'm decluttering them for all sort of the same reasons, but at the same time, some of them I have a few more reasons to declutter them, I should say. So the first one I want to talk about is the Party Animal palette by Laura Lee, and this one is a really colorful one, but it's just not my palette. I really like the colors, but the quality on the eyes is not the greatest. It kind of blends out patchy, and even when I do saturate on the eyes, it just doesn't blend well enough to my liking. And throughout the day, even if I do like smoke out the lower lash line with these colors, it starts to separate from like the actual lash line, and it's just not a good look. So I am decluttering it for that reason. I do love these colors, so I did try to find some dupes that are in my collection already, and I'm just ready to let this go. I have been meaning to try this out more, and I kept contemplating whether or not I should let this palette go for the past 2 years, if I'm gonna be completely honest, but I just kept keeping it in my collection because of all of the colors. But I think it's time to say goodbye to it. I feel good to say goodbye to this. If I have anyone who wants to take this, they can. Otherwise, I might just repurpose it for like nail polish or just completely trash it. Another palette that I am decluttering is my Dominique Cosmetics Unconditional palette. This is such a beautiful palette, but unfortunately, I just don't reach for this. The quality itself is beautiful. I don't reach for this one at all because it is a pressed glitter sort of product, and I don't feel comfortable putting that on the eyes. I think I've said that before in other videos, but I am decluttering this because I have other similar shades already. It's not a palette that I reach for, and so I'm going to just give this to someone who likes this color story and will be able to give this palette some love. And last but not least is my Pro Crown palette. I don't remember what this one's called. It doesn't have the palette name on it, but this is how it looks like. This is a beautiful palette, not gonna lie. Even just looking at it right now, it still looks so beautiful, and I do still want to kind of keep it, but I don't think I'm going to because I have other palettes and they're similar shades already, and I do have a sister that says that she wants this palette if I do declutter it, so I am going to declutter this to her. She likes this kind of color story too, so I don't feel bad decluttering it because I know it's gonna go to someone who's gonna use it. And I would say this is a really nice palette. It's just my least reach neutral natural palette now because I have other palettes that I would much rather reach for nowadays. So I am decluttering this because of that, but it's gonna go to a good home. That is it for today's video. Let me know what you think about the things that I've decluttered. I have sat and thought about each product before I made the final decision to declutter every single one of them, and so I feel good letting them go. I don't feel the need or the urge to pull any of these products back in to try them out again or put them in my collection or anything like that. I've already done that. So this video is basically my final goodbye to all of these products. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.